So
last time when you sent the video recording, I couldn't even open that for some reason.
oh, it's probably because you have Hotmail.
Yeah.
For some reason, Hotmail and Google do not like each other because they're constantly battling over who gets what. So
Mm-hmm.
it has a tendency to be one of those things where it's like they argue with each other. So unfortunately,
I see.
but what I can do is I can talk to my administrative goddess, my business partner, and see if there's another way to post it. Maybe putting it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then that way
maybe.
you can access it.
Yeah, it is going to be a nice promotion for you too if you have it on YouTube, because
Yeah.
people can
Yeah.
be
There's
to
some
that.
people who don't want to be out of the broom closet. There are some people who don't want people to know that they're practicing or stuff like that. So I have to make sure that everybody that is in the class is okay with being videoed.
Right.
And all of that other great stuff. So
I see. Yeah, Anya, I have a question for you. So I saw on Facebook that you're running a promotion for reading now.
yeah.
Special.
Yep. 20% off a reading. It's for the month of April. So we can do it online. We can do it in person, however you'd like to do it. I'm available most days. Next week, Wednesday through Friday, I'll be out. I'm going to take care of my grandson for a few days. So, but other than that, I'll be in, and you can come, you can just make an appointment or walk in. Either way, however you want to do it, it'll work.
Are you going to be around tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, maybe I'll stop by tomorrow, because I also wanted to buy some of your things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got your spray. Remember, you sold me the spray. No, the spray, the drops that I've been using to go to the gym.
Elixir.
I hope it works. So I've been using that, but I also saw that on Facebook that you recently mentioned that you have something for like positive vibes in the house.
Yeah, that's cauldron cleansing.
Yeah, I also want to buy cocoon, like a calm cocoon.
Cocoon of comfort.
Yeah, that one, and a calm spray. Calm.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about tomorrow. If you're gonna be there, maybe I'll do the.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here tomorrow. I'll be here every day. I'm here most days, Tuesday through Saturday. The only reason I'm not going to be here next week is because my son and my daughter-in-law are going to a convention for. And so.
For what? I'm sorry, you're breaking.
Yeah, I had to change my microphone over. There we go. My son and my daughter-in-law are going to a convention for my husband's job. My son's job. And so I'm making myself a note so I know what to make for you for tomorrow. Cauldron.
Yes. So tomorrow, cocoon. So cocoon is for sure. It's basically, when you go to large events, and I feel so drained afterwards because, it's just so much energy from everybody. And I get so drained in the end. And I want something like, that would protect my energy instead of like disposing that to everybody. And calm, what is calm? Calm makes me
Kayam. The way you say it is Kayam. It's a Gaelic word that means 6-foot circle of protection. So if you use Kayam and cocoon of comfort together, not only do you have up close when a person's close to you, cocoon of comfort protects you from their energy when they're close. If you have the Kayam, it protects you not only closely, but it protects you out farther. So most people will mix the two of them, and they smell really good together, actually. So it kind of we didn't intend it to work out that way. It just magically worked out that way. So that was kind of nice.
And they're each $15?
25.
25? Then maybe
now
I'll
the roll-ons, the Kayam roll-on and the cocoon roll-on, the smaller one are 15. If you want the cocoon of comfort in a spray, that's going to be $25.
So you already sold me something.
I don't remember
that elixir. You sold me the elixir.
Right.
Protection.
Right.
So I want the cocoon, but I'm not sure about cayenne, because I'll talk to you about that. I don't know if I need that for my purpose and what it does. It's just basically protection. And if I already have your elixir, so I may not need that, right?
Well, you can use all three of them together. Hold on one second. One of my lights turned off. You can use all three of them together, and it just, all it does is provide more barriers for another person's energy to have to get through.
Yeah.
And
I want one for the house too.
Right. And the cocoon and the cauldron cleanse you can use on you. You can use it in your house. You can use it in your car because it's a spray. So, and it's just a 1 ounce bottle with a Mr. top.
So I'll get that one.
Okay.
And which one did you recommend for the house protection? Like when guests are coming and.
That's obliterate.
Okay. So it's a different spray.
Yeah, it's a different kind of spray. Yeah. So an obliterate, like you put that on your doorway and it keeps people from bringing in nasty energies that are hitchhiking on them, and make sure that it can't get into the house.
So. Are you going to run any promotion or specials on your cleanse, like energy cleanse?
The amplified Reiki?
I don't know what you do. Yeah, something.
Yeah, like the cleansing. Now, if you're talking about your house, it's different. And I don't ever run specials on those because it takes too much energy for me to cleanse a house.
No, the house, the person. So if I come.
Oh, the person, that would be an amplified Reiki. And in fact, next month, let me triple check and make sure that I have this right.
In May. So if you have a special for that, I'll do that in May.
Yeah, in May, I will be offering 10% off of an amplified Reiki session. So instead of $180, it will be $162.
And you also have a package. I was looking at your website. You have like amethyst package, which includes the Reiki, and it's $150.
That's outdated.
Okay.
I'm going to have to look at that because the reason that it's marked at $150 is because it is a membership. And so you pay that every month.
Yeah, but it says you can cancel after 1 month.
Yeah, you can cancel whenever you'd like. But
so you need to.
I'd have to look at it because when we had those packages, my prices were lower. And we didn't really get a lot of visits as far as those packages go. And so I have to look at it. So hold on one second. Let me double check that.
Yeah. I would do the cleanse with you in May if you have a special, because 180 is a little too expensive, to be honest. But if you have like a special or something, I would be up to that.
Let's see.
Because I recently did that with another professional half a year ago.
Yeah. So let's see. Amethyst package. Let's see here. Oh yeah, no, that's way wrong.
Yeah, see, I was confused because if you just do one Reiki session, it's 180, but if you do the package, it's 150.
Yeah, that's, like I said, it was. So this is just for the Reiki. Okay. Okay, it's just the Reiki. So
And you said it takes a lot of energy on you to do that?
Well, not as much as doing a house cleansing. So this is incorrect. The website, it would be 162
For me.
for, well, the amethyst package would be 162 as well. So if you wanted to get the Reiki at the discount, you could make a Reiki appointment with the amethyst package and you can get the 10% off. But you know, that, like I said, that was old price. I didn't even realize those were still on my website because I thought we had taken it down.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
so because that was back when I charged I think it was $40 or $150 for the Reiki. And it's gone up because I have to be able to pay for my overhead and stuff. And so, you know,
Yeah.
just the
So
normal stuff.
if I did it a half a year ago, do you think it's time to do that again?
Yeah, most people who have problems with being an empath, they have a tendency to come in and see me about every, I don't know, I would say I have one client who comes in every 8 weeks because they can't take the overload of energy that they get. I have another person that comes in once every quarter. I have another person that comes in twice a year. I have one person, I have several customers who come in once a year. It just depends on what your finances can handle and how bad you feel. Speaking, like how overwhelmed you are by the energy, like one woman, she comes to me after someone in her family has passed and she's had to deal with her families at a funeral. She'll make an appointment for me the next day. So like one time I saw her like 4 or 5 times in a year because she had several people that she was close to pass away. And so she'd come in and have Reiki done at that point. And it's personal preference. We recommend, the Reiki profession recommends that you get it done once a month.
Oh.
Because you have to remember it's your circulatory system for your energy. And so you have to take care of that. And if you don't take care of it, things do get stuck. And stuck energy can become physical dis-ease. And so that's why, they say, like, people like me, I should be getting Reiki at least once a month, minimum.
Yeah, because you're practicing.
Right. And I have a teacher who, once a month, I go and I trade with her. She heals me, I heal her. And that's because I know I'm dealing with stuff and cords are thrown and things happen. And so, it's just one of those things where it's like, I know I need to take care of that because I'm used to having to be taking care of that because I do run energy and I understand what it does when it gets stuck.
Yeah, and you run a store and different people come there to, with different intentions.
And I do different readings. I do tarot, I do crystal ball. And so those readings can also bring some energetic ick to them. So even though I do clean myself and cleanse myself energetically afterwards, things can still get stuck.
Right.
Not that I'm intending it to happen, but that's just what happens.
Right. So Anya, I need to wait till May to get the discount, right? With you to schedule that.
The 10%.
Okay. But for now, if I stop by tomorrow, I can do reading. I don't really need to do reading, but I'm just curious what the universe will tell me.
Right. Well, we'll have to see what kind of messages will get brought up with that.
Yeah.
So
it's, I'm very happy with myself right now, but I'm just curious. Like you said, sometimes you can get the messages from your, past, like died relatives or something.
Right. The relatives that have passed on. Yeah.
From spirits. Yeah. And if I stop by tomorrow, so maybe I'll do the reading with you.
Yeah, because Saturdays, it's a weekend day. So if I'm in, not that I will be, but if I'm in a reading, then when I come out, you're standing there waiting. You'll be, first come, first serve.
Okay. Do you have many appointments for tomorrow?
No, I do not.
Okay, so I have a chance to meet you.
Yeah.
To meet with you tomorrow over there.
Yeah. Well, and you can go online and like book an appointment if you want a specific time or date. You can do that, and it should give you the 20% off automatically when you check out. And if it doesn't, cancel it and just send me an email with what date and time, and I can put you in, and then you can pay me when you get here.
Okay. Yeah.
But as far as I know, everything should work fine. I haven't had any complaints, so.
About the website, yeah. That's cool. When I saw your special, like, maybe it's a message for me to go and get it done.
I've had a few people come in and say that they saw it and felt like it was a message that it was time to get it done.
Yeah, I know.
So
because we like to believe in certain things and certain messages from the universe.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the new moon tonight. So in January, we talked about our foundation. In February, we talked about doing other things. In March, we talked about the reset. So this month is going to be all about action. Okay. Because we have 6 different planets in Aries right now. So it's going to be all about action. We're going to focus on self-definition and reclaiming our personal power and talking about the warrior energy that's required to push a new vision to become reality. Okay. So, whoops, one too fast. Okay. So the new moon, there's a lot going around, and I saw this and it really just kind of spoke to me. This is the most electrifying lunation of the year because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac wheel. It is the spark, the warrior, and the pioneer. And the new moon here is nothing short of a cosmic reset. This is the universe handing you a blank page and a lit match. Seeds planted now are carry the fire of raw ambition and personal reinvention. So now it's a time of beginning, and it's not just a time of beginning, it's a time of bold beginnings. Okay. We're going to really step out and say, no, this is what I want. Okay. So tonight, what we're going to do is we'll be going through what it means to be igniting that internal flame, that spark. We're going to have a brief meditation on the solar plexus or the will chakra. It's the yellow chakra. And we're going to be discussing the archetypes. If you understand the archetypes, it's easier to understand what's going to happen when you hear something as an Aries. You'll understand it more because you'll go, oh, I remember what Anya said. She said it's about this, this, and this. So once you know the archetypes for each individual zodiac sign, you can understand how people are going to react to it around you when they're getting hit with that energy. And right now we're getting hit a lot with Aries energy because there's not just the new moon in Aries, there's 6 planets in Aries. Okay. So we're going to talk also about the slow burn. We're going to be identifying where we've been waiting for permission. Okay. So we're going to be thinking about that one specific dream that we've had for so long, but we need to move it from something that we're thinking about into something that is actionable. And that's what we're doing with the sigil. Okay. We'll be making our sigil, and I will explain how we'll do that when we get there. But this is a physical way of reminding yourself of that spark. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be working on that because you saw the sigil, which is why they said go get a little piece of wood so that you can put it on there. And then we're going to do a meditation to charge our sigil and align ourselves with that new sigil so that when we see it, our subconscious goes, we have to do that. We're supposed to be working on that. And then in the closing, we're going to be doing a closing, and we'll be making a statement about what is the first concrete action that you'll take before the first quarter. So in a week, because there's 2 weeks in between new moon and full moon. So when the moon is half and half between new moon and full moon, that's called first quarter. So you have a week. And what it is it's kind of setting that intent that I will focus on this and I will work on this. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this new moon, when you're looking at it, it's talking about the energy of Aries. And especially now, it's a very high octane. Do you understand what a high octane means?
Well, okay. From the physics perspective, yes, I do. But from the moon, no.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's from the physics perception. It moves quickly. There's no stopping. There's no catching your breath. You're just moving, period. Okay? There's no stopping. It's going to be assertive. You're going to be able to really put out there what it is that you need or want to advocate for, or what you feel you should advocate for yourself. Pioneering, starting things you've never done before, or starting things that you've always dreamed of starting, but never wanting to start it because, it's just a little bit, I'm not sure. The go-getter energy that, nope, I'm going to do this no matter what anybody says, So think of the woman who goes to get the wedding dress and her whole family is like, I don't like that dress. And she's like, well, I do, and I'm getting it. That's a go-getter. No does not mean no to them. They're going to go around, through, up, over, under, whatever they have to do to make it work for them. That's a go-getter. Another thing about Aries is Aries hates being told they need permission to do something. You don't tell an
familiar.
Aries.
My husband is in Aries.
Right. Exactly. I've had people say that to me too. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, really, really. And they're like, oh my God. And it's like, no, they're Aries are the kind of people who will ask for forgiveness, not for permission. Okay. They're going to do it and get it done. And then the person's going to say, but this is not what I want. And they're like, it's done. But that's not what I asked for. It's done.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, because they are go-getters. They are the kind of people who don't sit on their laurels and wait for something. And with an Aries rising, I have that tendency. I have to remind myself that I can step on toes or hurt feelings or end friendships if I'm going to be too much like an Aries and not ask for permission and not, lowering that high octane into a medium octane where I can actually stop and process what it is I did. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's talk about what an Aries is. Okay. So first and foremost is the archetype of an Aries. An Aries is a cardinal sign. So it talks about the cardinal modality here. Cardinal fire is one of the most explosive and initiative energies in the zodiac sign. Okay. Cardinal is describing how the energy moves. And it's a fire sign because Aries is fire. Okay. When a person says, I'm an Aries, there's a few things that pop into my mind immediately when they say that. And that is they're warriors, they're pioneers, They're daredevils. They will try anything. They're adrenaline junkies. Oh, throw myself out of a plane? Okay. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know, and they're survivors. They are the ones that will make it work no matter what, because nothing's going to stop them. That's the high octane. Okay.
You know, that's funny, but you'll be amazed, but my husband is afraid of flying.
Well, and we're just talking about Aries overall. When you're talking about a specific person, you have to look at their sun, their moon, and their rising to get a real idea of how they handle things. Okay. So being a fire sign, fire represents spirit, vitality, and a creative will. It is the only element that requires an external action to exist, and it must be fed to stay alive. Think about your fireplace. If you don't put more wood in it, sooner or later it turns to embers and it just dies. So you have to tend to it. Okay. Aries is all about functionality and transformation, as well as inspiration. So the vibe that you get from an Aries is going to be hot, dry, and radiant. Okay. They sit at the hinges of the seasons. So the cardinals are always when the seasons are changing. Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and then Aries. Again, because those are right when those equinoxes or the solstices happen. Those are going to be cardinal. It's going to be all about that first initial burst of an idea that we're going to make into something and let it go and then just build it. This is where the fixed signs come in and say, oh, I can help you do that. And they can be more done. And the mutable signs come in and go, I can help with that. And they have the vision of organization. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the vibe with the initiation or the inspiration is going to be leading and starting, pushing things forward. And the goal with the cardinal energy is always to overcome inertia. So basically, it's the engine starting of the zodiac sign. When you have that cardinal, something new is starting. So for example, Cancer at the solstice, it's always going, they're initiators. They like to initiate things. They're going to start something. They're not necessarily going to finish it, but they will come up with an idea and start something. Okay. So when you put, because Aries is the only cardinal fire sign, because we have a cardinal in each one, earth, air, fire, water. Fire cardinal is Aries, and that's what we're talking about. And it represents the absolute beginning of a cycle. Aries is all about beginnings because it happens on spring. First day of spring is usually when the zodiac changes into Aries. Okay, so it's all about that push. It's like a lightning bolt. A lot of people say that the lightning bolt represents an Aries because it's sudden, it's powerful, it changes your atmosphere immediately. It does not ask for permission, it just strikes, right? So sometimes there needs to be a violent force that requires a seed to burst through the hard shell so that it can push through the soil. Okay. Cardinal fire doesn't care about the destination as much as the action of moving. Okay. So it's the courage to step away from the unknown because, well, the traditional way that we've dealt with this, it doesn't work anymore. It's no longer an option. I'm going to gesture wildly. Look at politics. It's not working. We need change. this is going to push that change forward. Okay. So the goal with fire and Aries specifically, the mantra for an Aries is I am. So it's the perfect time to remind yourselves that you don't need to wait for a sign that, okay, now you can start. We're not looking for permission. Okay. We're going to start the magic ourselves. And we're going to do that by using a primal spark. And that primal spark is what we're making with our sigil. Okay. When we do that primal spark, and we'll talk about that in the meditation, that internal heat turns a thought into physical reality. So you're manifesting something with that spark. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and I was like curious because today I was, doing my work and stuff. And when I take breaks, I scroll through Facey Space, and I saw a meme that says, the last time that we had this many planets in Aries was in 1821.
No.
So I went to great old Google and I said, what historically happened in 1812 when all of these, planets were aligned in Aries? What happened? Well, it was coinciding with an intense global independence movement. Most notably, the escalation of the Greek War of Independence, which ended and, well, not ended, but featured the hanging of King George V in Greece. Mexico won independence from Spain after widespread unrest through Latin America. Mm-hmm. The energy of 1821 was heavily focused on that fire sign of Aries because a lot of people felt that things were not working and they needed to be changed. So it was like being reborn. And Aries is all about being reborn, the new beginnings, the beginning of spring. You start seeing the petals coming up through the floor and, the ground and stuff like that.
They already did.
Right, exactly. So in the 1821s, it was considered a redesignation of Europe because it just ended the Napoleonic War. And it was a time for global reconstruction and investment in transportation and advancements in the Industrial Revolution. So a lot of initiating. You're hearing that. Initiate, 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 initiate. That's what Aries is all about, is initiating something, getting it going. Okay. Now, when you talk about cardinal water, that's a different kind of movement and a different kind of action, but it's going to call to action. But it's going to be about your emotions, not necessarily that outward. Fire is all about the outside, because again, it can only be started from the outside and then fed and tended to, whereas water is different. So each cardinal sign is going to have different parts about it, but we're going to focus on having that spark and feeding that fire by having that sigil to look at, to feed the fire, to keep that spark going. Okay. Doing okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about what is a sigil. A sigil is a symbol that is created. And what it basically does is it takes a big vision and it basically narrows it down to one focal point. So instead of having a wide screen, you have a laser pointer. That's what a sigil does. It moves your intention from beyond the critical mind and the things that you have stuck in your subconscious, things you want to do, dreams that you have, blah, blah, blah. That comes more to the forefront when we use sigils because, again, it's a reminder to that subconscious of what it is that you want to do, what it is you were manifesting in this reality to make changes. Okay? So Now, here's the thing. Everybody's like, but I see sigils online all the time. Why do I have to make my own? When you make your own, it's more personalized to you and what it is you want to have happen. And you're very specific when you want something to happen. The sigils that you can find on the internet, or sigils that have been made by a teacher to share with their students, or their elders teach their children, those can be adopted and shared. And especially if they find them specifically powerful, they'll say, oh no, use this sigil on your candle, or use this sigil and put it in your pocket. Okay. So what I did was I found some sigils on the internet. And these are sigils that you can use at any point in time if that's what you want. But they're very general. Okay. Attract happiness. What is it about happiness you want to attract? That's more specific. That's where you get the personal sigils that come in. Okay. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is I want to say that if you don't have vellum or a piece of wood, you can use a piece of cardboard. You can use a piece of paper. Okay. Use what you have at your hand. This isn't about, oh, I have this and I have this. It's what do you have on hand? Okay. So if you don't, for example, have a silver thread and you need a silver thread for a spell that you're doing, you can pull out any color thread and energetically imagine it and meditate on it becoming silver. And to you, that thread will always look silver. Now, to another person, it might be orange, but to you, you made it silver so that it is threading you to where, and hanging on to it the way you want to with silver thread. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did. See, yep. I got the cardboard one.
There you go.
I made that on that and made that wood.
Good. All right. So last month we were in Pisces, and Pisces rules that subconscious, the dream state. We aren't going to make a to-do list when we're working with our subconscious, because that to-do list is a little bit in depth. But when we worked on that, oh, my notes are all wrong. So this month, what we're going to do is we're going to be using, did you buy a piece of carnelian, or do you have a piece of red jasper at home?
No, but I just got in just a rock, and it's gonna be my jasper. But I do have a bracelet, jasper bracelet, so I don't know. I can use it.
That would work.
Oh yeah,
that would work. Yeah, you could use that. Yeah, exactly. You could use that, and you could use that as the stone that will charge your intention. And then when you wear the bracelet, it'll remind you of the sigil when we charge it during the meditation.
Sure.
Okay. So we have our little disc. And then if you don't have a red tipped marker.
I do.
Okay. And then one of the things that it said is to have a cinnamon stick and to keep this on your altar or in your pocket, as it serves as a spicy reminder for the fire that you're stoking from within. Carrying cinnamon can cause burns on your skin. It is caustic. So what I would recommend is putting the cinnamon stick on your altar, but putting your bracelet on top of the cinnamon stick at night. Okay. Because what that's going to do is that's going to help remind that sigil. It's going to help remind that subconscious of what it is that you're trying to do. And then in your journal, we're going to have a dedicated space so that you can scribe what it is that you want to have happen along with your sigil, so you can make notes. And then you can make notes of what is happening during the month after you've done that. So like in a week, you can say, oh, I met my, I met the intent that I set down, that final vow for what I will do before the first quarter. I met it, and this is what happened, and this is how I did it. And then you can go back and recheck it. And that's why we encourage journaling, because it is actually a living document of your magical journey and where you've come from to where you've gone. Okay. And if you don't have a journal, that's okay too. You can simply just write it out on a piece of paper, but at least this way it's something for you to look at and be that mental stimulation of, oh yeah, I got to do that. Because we all need reminders. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, sorry. Okay. So these are the instructions of what we're going to do. First, we're going to think of our defiant statement. Okay. So what you're going to do is write down a simple sentence in present tense, not in future tense. You're talking about right now. Okay. For example, I have a job. So if you're looking for a job, it would be I have a job or I work a job, something along those lines. Okay. Now, it has to be something that you declare with intention, and it has to be bold and personal and active. So, for example, I launch my podcast. I demand a raise. I find my voice. Okay. So, I want you to take a moment and I want you to really think about what it is. What is your defiant statement? What is that one thing you really want to work on until the
Can I
next full
say
moon?
something about my husband? He's looking for a new job. Can I put it? My husband found a job
It does better when you do it for yourself.
for myself.
One of the things that is taught in witchcraft is that you don't do magic for other people without permission.
Oh, he
And
wants it badly. He would be happy. I know that.
right. But this has to be something actionable for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he wants to watch this recording later and do it himself, great. But he has to do it himself. What is his defiant action? His defiant statement is probably, I have a job.
Yeah,
I
it's
work
the
a
one that
job.
he wants. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'd like you to do now is really think about that defiant statement. What is it that you want to really have action on and start right now? And you're going to write that out on your piece of paper.
It can be something that I want to get rid of a bad habit, like for
Yep.
example,
Yep.
exercise
It's
more.
actionable. Actionable. I will when you're talking about exercising more, I will pay attention to my health. Or
Yeah.
or what you could do if you're going to do something like that is just write out the word health. Okay.
Oh, maybe just one word. Mm-hmm.
You can do
And should
just
I
one
write
word.
it on a wheel, like on a piece of cardboard? Or
You need to do it.
in
Excuse
a
me.
journal. Okay. Uh-huh.
And you need to do that in your journal.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, health. We
So,
all need health, right? I
right.
mean,
But see, for me, I put quit smoking. Okay.
oh,
Because I'm a cigarette smoker. So once you have your defiant statement written out, do you have it?
yeah, I put health. It's
Okay.
it's for everybody.
Okay. So the
We all
first thing
need
you're
that.
going to do with the word health is you're going to go in and you're going to cross out any of the vowels. So if you notice right there with quit smoking, I got rid of all my vowels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you're also going to get rid of any repetitive letters. So if you're going to do health, you have two H's. Okay. So you're going to get rid of the
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get rid of the vowels, and then you're going to get rid of the extra H. Whether it's in the beginning or end, it doesn't matter.
Only have 2 letters left.
Right. And see where mine is going to be a little bit longer because I have less of them. Okay. So we're going to take what's left, those consonants, and we're going to take the lines and the curves that are made up of those letters, and we're going to put them all in one place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my quit smoking as an example for you. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down the Q, and then the T, and then the S, and then the M, the K, the N, and the G.
Oh.
So let me write it out for you so that you can see it a little bit better.
Yeah, for me, it's just 2 letters. So.
Yeah. And I mean, and if you wanted, when I did this with one person, I said, and if you really want to keep that other H. So for example, it was.
There's 2 on the top of each other.
So see, I kept both H's. There's the T and the L. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can take them, and like the G for smoking and the Q for quit can be basically the same thing. But when you double mark it, it reminds the brain that this sigil means I'm quitting smoking.
Yeah.
Okay, it should look abstract. Okay, it's not going to look like, this beautiful art piece. This is very abstract.
And you don't see that.
I can see it. You show me. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, that's perfect. The way you did it. You just, like I said, it's one of those things that when you see all those lines, you're like, what the? Oh, that's right. I was supposed to work on that. Quit smoking. Because the more you do the sigil, the more it's going to embed itself in your subconscious. So now that we've done it on our paper, you're going to take your little disc and you're going to put those shapes on that disc. But what I want you to do is focus on that idea. You can flip them upside down, you can combine them, and understand that when you're playing with it, that's your first draft. You can sketch in your journal as much as you want until you get it just the way you feel it should be. And then we're going to put it on our disc. Okay. When we're done with that, we're going to do some more stuff. We're going to use our stone, or you'll use your bracelet to gently and deliberately trace the stone over your sigil that you've drawn. So you're connecting your bracelet with that symbol. Okay. That makes the sigil a key. And that key will help you to remember what it is so that you can have the courage to take that first step. It's your visual anchor for your personal, yes, I'm doing this. Okay. So let's see what's next here.
So now we're drawing this symbol on a piece of cardboard, correct?
Yeah. If you've got it where you want it, then you go ahead and make it the way you want it, and you'll do it once you have it the way you wanted it.
Okay.
Oh, very good. Very good. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use a guided meditation. And that guided meditation is going to give us the breath of fire. And we're going to work a little bit on blowing on our sigil and our stone at the same time. So now that you have your sigil done, take your stone bracelet and trace over those lines that you made for your sigil.
I was just thinking we could have used like some threads and just move these threads around the bracelet with the same intention.
You could. You could. So have you traced your...
Yeah, like
Again?
around the
Okay.
bracelet, like make this sign with the
Right.
different threads and then put it around the bracelet.
Yeah.
Would
Perfect.
have been very similar intention.
Okay. All right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to hold your stone, or for you, your bracelet in your hand. Is your like mine is in a book. Okay. But if yours is on loose leaf paper, you can actually put the sigil with the stones if it's on loose leaf paper. And if not, you're just going to hold the stone in your hand, because this is going to be, again, another anchor for you. It's going to be another way for you to know that sigil and know that this stone is helping you to do what it's doing. Okay.
So I can put the bracelet on a piece of paper where I put the symbol.
Right. Right. Now, during this meditation, you're going to hold that between your hands, whether you're doing this, whether you're doing this, whether you're doing this, but you're going to hold that during the meditation. Okay. So go ahead and we're going to focus on our breathing. We're going to pull in. And then when we blow out, we're going to be a little bit more forceful with it. Because again, we're looking at that primal spark. We're looking to start a fire. When we focus on our breath, when we're building a fire, we don't go, we blow on it, right? So as you take your big deep breath in, concentrate on your breath being more powerful. Breathe in again and blow out. So we're going to focus our attention on the center of our chest while we're doing our breathing. We're going to imagine a tiny golden spark sitting right where your heart is. So it's going to come up from your power chakra into your heart chakra. With every exhale, that little spark is now becoming a fire. Okay. With every exhale, you feel that radiating warmth that is now coming from that primal spark you just pulled out of you. Big deep breath in. Fan the flames of your primal spark. This is the part of you that is bold, undiluted, and ready to go. You're going to feel the warmth traveling down your shoulders, through your arms, around your elbow, and pulling into the palm of your hands. Your hands are becoming a vessel for your will. The sigil, or the stone that you have resting between your palms, is currently a seed. That seed holds the blueprint of your desire, but it needs that warm breath to sprout. You're going to notice that your hands become warmer and warmer as you hold it. Visualize the lines of your sigil glowing in every bead of your bracelet. Imagine that glowing light coming from the sigil that you will put on your altar. As you focus on it, that sigil should start pulsing like a heartbeat. This symbol is no longer just a drawing. It is now a living extension of your own power. You're not asking for permission from anyone to grow. You are claiming your space because you have the right to take up space. And you're going to do this. Now we're going to activate it. We're going to take in our big, deep breath. And as we draw in our breath, we're imagining the energy coming up through your feet from the earth, going up through your body, straight to that power chakra or the heart chakra. And we're going to hold it like that for a moment and feel the pressure of the potential that you have in your hands. Now, the next big breath, when you pull that energy up your legs, through your back, down your shoulders, through your arms to your hand, we're going to really forcefully exhale into our palms. We're going to do it 2 more times. One more big inhale. And fan that primal spark. Inhale last time. And With that final breath, the spark has caught. Your sigil is now lit. It is pulsing like a heartbeat. And it is now a beacon working on your behalf, even when you are at rest. Gently press your palms together, sealing that energy into that stone and that sigil. When you're ready, bring your awareness back into your room, knowing that the first step of your journey has already been taken. And now you can open your eyes.
Wonderful.
Now you can carry the sigil like you have yours on cardboard. So if you were to make it more like a coin size, like a quarter or a silver dollar size, and put your sigil on it, you can carry it in your pocket. Okay. Mm-hmm. You can wear your bracelet. I intend on putting this in my pocket. Okay. Now there's nothing on here. I could have taken my and I'm thinking about when we're all done is taking my gold pen and putting the sigil on the stone and then lacquering it so that it doesn't get rubbed off. That's something you can do with sigils as well. Okay. Mm-hmm. But you can also place like your bracelet under your pillow for the next 3 nights in order to keep that connection warm, in order to keep that connection strong. What I intend to do is every morning when I pick this up to put in my pocket, I intend on doing 3 deep breaths and because remember, just like a fire, if you don't tend to it, it dies out. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm missing, Anya?
What's that?
You know what I'm missing for your events? I miss candles.
Like, do you not have candles at your home?
No, I do, but like it would be nice to light a candle when we do these meditations.
If you would like to do that, you're more than welcome to do that for yourself. I don't do that because there are a lot of my clients who cannot have open flames. They live in apartment complexes, and apartment complexes don't allow you to have candles.
Oh.
Because it's a fire hazard. When I rented my apartment many years ago, I was told flat out, I don't care if you're pagan, I don't care if you're a witch, you can't have burning candles in your home, period, the end. And if we see it, we can evict you. Oh, wow. Because you're going against your lease. So if you would like to take time to light a candle and do that stuff, and I will make a note for next month to put that in there if you have a candle you would like to light. And people sometimes use electric candles too, and that works just as well.
Yeah, it's just when I do like charging things and stuff, I always do the candle, especially, it's very nice to warm up the hand over the flame. And then, it just brings the fire energy into the subject.
Right. And I think the reason that this one didn't want you to ignite a flame was because that flame was supposed to come from you.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes when I don't bring up candles at all, it's because that inner spark, that inner flame, you already have it. You don't necessarily need a candle. You are the candle.
Yeah, but the color candles, they help me to focus. Like, for example, if you do some money manifestation and use the green one, if you do like health, the red one, it was like, it's more
anchors.
Yeah,
no, absolutely. And you can totally do that. I mean, if you want to rewatch this and do it, within the next 3 days again, and have a red candle lit while you do that, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I remember the process. So even if it doesn't work online, so I can still go over and do that again.
Yeah.
But I think I was able to charge it, so I think we did well.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
and I mean, I can even feel it on my stone. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, you felt that on your stone? Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I
My
feel it.
stone
I
got
feel
very
it.
hot too.
Yeah, mine's really warm too. Like really warm. But as a
Exactly.
healer, my hands get hot very quickly anyway. So
Mm.
it just really depends on, you know,
Uh-huh.
and when I focus my energy on my hands get hot. And
Wow.
so, all right. So our next meeting, I have that wrong on the thing here. Hold on one second here.
Yeah, I wonder why the other lady didn't come.
I
Remember we
don't
had
know. Some people just show up once and then that's it. They don't, some people come every month and it just really, just really depends on the person,
yeah.
Our next group will be on May 16th at 6 o'clock. That is a Saturday night because the new moon, I believe, is on the 17th and we're closed on Sundays.
Mm.
So we'll be doing it on May 16th. We will be talking about ignition and bloom, and we're going to put our spark in the soil. So we will be getting some, and I took your suggestion and I'm looking into making, bags that will have stuff in it. I don't have a price yet because I've still got to figure out how much it's going to cost me.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to be planting calendula seeds. If you're allergic to calendula, which is marigold,
No, I'm good.
then okay. So we'll have some soil, we'll have a potter, a little planter, and I mean a little planter, very small planter, because you're just starting with the seed.
Right.
And
I think it's a good idea too, because when you say the nations, like a lot of people don't feel comfortable because they don't know how much they need to donate. But if you make a bag, they come to the store, they pay the price, and they already sign up and feel more comfortable.
Right. Exactly. And so we are going to do that next month, and hopefully it'll drive some people to come and want to join.
Yeah, that would be good. My only concern is it's Saturday, and I like to go to theaters on Saturdays,
Well, it's completely up to you. If you want to come, great. And if you don't, that's okay too.
So
but if
the Saturday is already set, so you can move it to Sunday or Friday.
Yeah, no, I have to do it on that day because if I do it on the new moon when I have the day off, I won't have any days off.
Okay.
So
I need to check my calendar because I might have something booked already, but I will let you know tomorrow.
I don't have it on Facebook yet, but I will be putting it up tomorrow. An invite and stuff like that on Facebook for it. And then, you can look at your calendar and decide whether or not you can make it or not. And that's totally up to you.
Yeah, if I don't have anything scheduled, I will come. But if I already have some tickets purchased, then yeah.
Yeah, no problem. And the only reason that we wouldn't record it is if there were no students that showed up at all. I will always show up for students who show up. But if no one shows up, I don't record the class anyway. I just, okay, nobody's going to show this month, and that's okay. In fact, the first month in January and February, no, in February, I had my first student. So in January, nobody showed up for the new moon.
Oh.
In February, I had one. In March, I have two. Now I have one. So I'm just putting it out there that more people will start coming and stuff like that. A lot of people have said they would prefer in person.
Yeah, in class. Yeah, that would be good.
Right. And I am looking at that, but the thing is the space costs me money. And so if that's the case, there will be a fee.
Yeah.
Because I have to pay for the space for people to be here, and I have to monitor everyone who's in here because we're in the shop. I have to make sure that everything's safe, everyone is safe, that they're not bringing in any entities with them. So what I am doing right now is I'm looking at when we have better weather and we can do it outside.
Yeah.
because it's just safer
Yeah,
for
right.
liability purposes, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And
So
you will also post online when you have your bags ready for the event,
yes.
right? In case you
Yeah,
can make.
I will even be writing in there a little bit of a blurb about how we will have bags of supplies available at X amount of cost. But like I said, I'm still working on the actual cost. I have the cost to me, but then I have to break it down and I have to add my overhead and I have to do all the calculations. Um, right now at this point, I'm looking at about $15 to $20 a bag, but it comes with everything you need.
Yeah, that's
So
reasonable. I think it's reasonable.
I'm trying to keep it reasonable. The thing is that some of the stuff, um, I have to also look into availability because there's some things that we simply can't get anymore because the tariff taxes are just too high.
Yeah.
There are certain stones that people are looking for. We just simply can't get them because the tariff costs 5 times what the amount of the stone cost. So
You know,
it,
Anya, you can go to Temu,
yeah, I no.
TEMU. No?
Mm-mm. No, because first of all, you don't know if they're real stones or not. Secondly, Timu is known for stealing copyrighted material, artistry, and making it their own and not paying the artists for their work. And
Mm.
because I am an artist and a teacher myself, if they were to steal, I mean, there's one girl that I follow on TikTok because she makes the most beautiful mushrooms. She's an artist and she loves mushrooms and she does these beautiful mushroom blankets. Well, she charges like $50 because she hand does them. You know, she takes
Oh.
the time to do it all. Timu
Mhm.
stole her design, put it on a blanket, and was able to sell it for $6.99. She went out of business.
Oh, wow. That's
So
bad.
that's why I don't use Timu.
I use Etsy. All my bracelets are
Etsy's
coming
good.
from a lady. She makes them. And, believe me or not, every time I put one on, I feel a lot of
Mhm.
energy. I can send you
Oh
the
no,
link.
no, Etsy's wonderful. I love Etsy because it's other than it's not doing what Timu does. It lets the artists gather the money for their creations.
Right.
I'm all about Etsy. I don't like how Etsy takes advantage of the people who use their site, but
Mm.
Etsy's better than Amazon,
Oh.
you know.
I like Amazon too. I bought a couple rocks from there. They came from with the certificates.
Yeah, yeah, and that's great. I'm right now with the way that the economy's going and the fact that Bezos's business model allowed an Oregon worker to die in the warehouse, and he told the other workers, and the manager told the other workers to step over him for hours while he lay on the floor dying. I have problems giving my money to a corporation that's going to behave in that manner.
Yeah.
So I'm not right now. I'm not a big I love Amazon. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to give my money to a person. I don't give my money to Walmart because they treat their employees horrible.
Mm.
I don't shop at Target because they got rid of the DEI. Where
Mhm.
everybody's equal according to who they be, regardless of race, color, creed, religious, and sexual orientation. When they got rid of that, I no longer shop at stores that don't have DEI. Target out. But I'll
Wow.
go to Kohl's because they kept it. I'll go to Fred Meyer's. They kept DEI.
Oh, I love Fred
Winco.
Meyer. That's what I
Yeah.
shop too.
Winco kept DEI.
Yeah.
So if the thing is we vote with our money. And when we give these people our money, we're telling them that what they're doing is okay. So I'm not going to give my money right now to Amazon until they fix the fact that someone died in their factory. And even though someone who is trained to give CPR was told, no, you can't do that. Get
That's
back to work.
mean.
Just step over him. He died on
Wow.
the floor.
How come they didn't get sued for that?
That's the question. It didn't even break in the news until 10 days after it happened, and Amazon did everything they could to keep it under wraps. It got
Wow.
leaked.
Wow.
So
Heard
we
of it.
have to be, yeah, we have to be really careful with those kind of things. And sometimes we can use substitutions.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, the wooden wheel, instead we use cardboard.
Sure.
And we're witches. We can charge whatever comes our way.
Ding, 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 ding. Exactly. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm a witch. If I say it's purple, it's freaking purple.
Bring that energy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm putting the energy of purple in it, so therefore it is purple. That's one of the reasons that witches say if you don't have the right colored candle, white works as a good substitute, because in your mind you're building the color in the white. And so,
right. But I do like to dress up candles with sprays and everything because it makes feel like more focused.
Just a reminder, though, if you put too much oil on a candle, it can cause it to spark and it can cause it to really flame. So make sure that you not only look around the flame, you look above it.
Yeah.
Because heat rises. So, I tell my students all the time, you do not want to be the witch on the 6 o'clock news because you burnt down your house because you weren't paying attention to your candles.
That's right.
And the reason I say that is because that's happened.
Do you do like services like charging the rocks? Like, for example, I have a tourmaline rock. It's very nice. I charge it under the moon and everything. But sometimes you go to like a more advanced professional and they can put some like protection energy into the rock.
I can do that, but I would rather walk you through doing it because it's your stone and it would have way more power with you doing it than me.
Okay. So I have to
magic is very personal.
Like maybe you can bring it, more
I can
like
cleanse
double
it.
layer.
Right. I can cleanse it. I can add whatever it is you want to add into it. Absolutely. But when it comes to actually giving it an intention and telling it what to do, you should be the one doing that. Now, I've had non-magical users come to me saying, this is for me. I'm not giving it to anyone else because I won't do it if you're going to give it to someone else. But if it's just for you and they'll say, I need help with thus and such, I'll put Reiki energy into it that will help with that goal. But magical energy and Reiki energy, even though they're parallel and sometimes they crisscross over, it's a different kind of energy.
Right.
So,
but the rock, like, the rock is very beautiful and I feel it's protected me and everything, but I thought it would be like a double layer from someone else.
Yeah, you could do that. Or you could come in and say, I got this rock. Can you tell me about it? And because I can do psychometry, I can touch the rock and tell you.
Oh.
So, and psychometry is the ability to touch something and read the energy off the object. So lovely. People bring me grandma's ring all the time. And I'll be able to connect with grandma because I'm holding grandma's ring.
Oh, very cool.
They'll bring me, you see paranormal investigators do it all the time. They'll have someone who knows psychometry come and do psychometry and get a reading off of an object that's been in this house for 120 years.
Sometimes you feel amazing things about things like 2 days ago, I was shopping at Home Goods, believe me or not, Home Goods. Right. And I saw this apple and I just took it. I just got it in my hands and I was sold.
Right. Oh, that's so pretty.
Such a beautiful, heavy apple. And I don't even know what kind of rock it is, but it does such an amazing grounding. Such a beautiful.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
So, we do feel things here and there.
Yes, absolutely. So, okay. So hopefully we'll see you next month. And if not, maybe we'll see you in June.
Yeah. Thank you so much, for the event and everything. Yeah. If I get a chance tomorrow, I will definitely stop by to get the cocoon spray and something else and maybe do the reading. So I might see you tomorrow.
Wonderful. All right. Wonderful. I look forward to seeing you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the night. Bye-bye.
You too.